Good morning, everybody. So we're going to talk about XRP, which I imagine the rest of YouTube and everybody's talking about XRP. Let's get some clicks. XRP's moving. What's XRP doing? It's moving up. It's going up in value. Let's make a video on it. Well, the idea with XRP, just like any trade, really, is you've got to make the videos before the move up. And if I'm famous for anything, it's through my analysis of XRP and my continued belief that it's going to move up, because that's what it does. Because I get laughed at all the time when I say it out loud. It sounds strange to hear these words, but XRP is an up-only chart. What is he talking about? Up-only chart is crazy. No, it is an up-only chart. So this is XRP on the weekly since its creation, all the way back in the olden days, 2013. It's over 10 years old now. It is over 10 years old, and what we see is high, higher low, high, higher low, unfortunate lower high, higher low. And what else do we see? You can see it. You can see what's going on. Massive consolidation towards an apex. Breakout at the apex, huge, massive move, and I literally mean huge, massive move. Just to measure it from the actual breakout, what is that? 46,000%. XRP is rubbish. It'll never make you any money. I bought XRP around these areas. You know, this is where I bought it. I bought it in this period here, and people are like, "Well, I wasn't even talking about it really. I felt like I'd made a mistake at the time, but 10,000%. Can't complain with that." And then what happens here? Consolidation, get towards the end of the apex, big breakout. And again, you might not think that's a big breakout. People complain, don't they? Oh, you want me to buy XRP 700%? No way, man. I'm not getting out of bed for 700%. All right, stay in bed then, and just don't make any percents. All right. So now, what I've been saying. And, you guys watch me. Some of you are probably members of my Patreon. You'll have heard me say this over and over and over again. XRP being an up-only chart with a consolidation that's been going on for a long period of time, since the last period over here back in 2021. Standard practice. And if you slice right through the middle of this area, we could assume perhaps that 51.5 cents is an accumulation. As we approach the end of the apex, we assume we're getting ready for a breakout. And what do we know about XRP? Well, we know that it breaks out at the end of these apexes and goes basically, into a massive run, a huge run, and that's what we're looking for right now. And actually, what we're witnessing. So there you go. There's XRP with its up only chart. The time to have bought the 51.5 cent zone or lower is over, and the time to sit back and get rich AF is nigh. Not just for XRP though. I mean, we were looking at this on the Patreon. I made a video about it yesterday. In fact, I made videos on this a couple of weeks ago when the Total 2 was showing this kind of setup. But almost every altcoin of significance has these trend signals on the Ichicloud. Trend signal, which is all part of the Ichimoku cloud. So in case you don't know it, plus if you want to learn more about it, there's tutorials on the Patreon so you can learn to use these signals. But we've got the conversion baseline cross, this blue crossing the red above the cloud, part 1. That's part of, there's 3 stages to this signal. You've got the price action also above the cloud, so that's part 2. And then you've got your Chiku span over here, which is above the price action. That's a trend signal. Tells you to get in, and it'll also tell you when to get out, because the trend signal will give you an exit signal when the Chiku span closes inside price, or we make a negative cross. So we're trending on Ethereum. Obviously, we're trending on XRP. We've all got these trend signals on the daily, everywhere, all over the place. Trend signal. Even Atom, which is weak AF, trend signal. Algorand, what have you got? Trend signal. Shib, what have you got? Trend signal. Has GRT got one? I'm not sure. We were looking. These are just some of the remnants of the live stream last night. Yes, GRT's got one. Trend signal all over the place. Who wants to trend? Altcoins want to trend. XRP wants to trend. Everything's trending. It's an alt season. I've been telling you about it for ages, and now we're seeing it. So I woke up this morning to many more DMs about XRP. Is it too late to buy? Yes, it's too late to buy. Is there a chance we pull back to 51.5 cents? Well, there's a chance. Yes, there's a chance. Should I buy now and If we're going to a new all-time high, do what you want. I am not a signals group. I'm not your mum. I can't tell you what to do, where to buy. All I could have told you is, over the last 6 years, XRP has been accumulating around 51.5 cents. And it became clearer and clearer over the last month or so that this is probably going to be the most exciting period for XRP. And now it's happening. Right, let's have a look to see how extended it is, because I know that there will be a pullback at some point, but let's have a look. The daily money flow index, what are you sitting at right now? You're sitting at 96, close to 97. There is no bearish divergence on this, but that is, unusually high for XRP. When was the last time we saw anything similar to that? We saw one over here, we saw 96.5, we saw one over here, 99. And what did we see when these things happened? Just for reflection, let's just have a think about what it is that we saw here. We saw a nice big run and a long consolidation. We saw a very sharp run that took what looks like a couple of weeks and then a consolidation. So we're likely to see that sort of thing again, to be honest with you. I don't know where it's going to peak at. It's going to keep going until it finishes. I don't know where it's going to stop. But there's evidence to say that it should be stopping any minute now. Does that mean I should short XRP? No. Don't short a bull market. It's crazy. Okay, so I'll put my... Look, I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm just going to leave the impressions alone. It's funny to me because I get so many... That is just the nature of my Telegram with XRP. Just people just asking when I should buy it, when they should have bought it, when I told them to buy it, when I was telling everybody that it was a up-only chart and accumulation at 51.5 cents. It's been like that for about a year at least. But no, everyone wants to get rich tomorrow, don't they? Okay? It's a little frustrating. It's a little frustrating because you make these videos, and I'm going to go back and have a look at my XRP videos because I remember some of the trolls that come up and says, "You're an XRP shill, aren't you? You're getting paid." I'm on the XRP payroll, apparently, for shilling it. It's designed to stay at 51 cents. Did you not know that? It's designed to stay at 51. Is it? I mean, it's not doing a very good job then, is it? And I said, right, I'm going to go back in time and attack those trolls today. Right, so we've established that it's quite hot and is ripe for a pullback. Any resistance that has flipped, that has been broken out, it could act as support at this point. So that's 75, that's 67, that's 61, and then obviously back down to 51.5. It could even go below where it came from, 42. Any of this it could happen. Now, when we look at the weekly, the money flow index is not overheated on the weekly. It's not. So this means that that we could hit the magical $1.22, maybe even today, tomorrow, the weekend, next week. It could easily happen. The biggest amount of fun that's going to happen on XRP is going to be over the next 4 months or so. It's usually how long it takes for it to complete these sort of rallies. About a 4-month period. That is a perfect time frame because if we're assuming alt season, based on those trend signals and historical evidence of how long alt seasons generally last for, which is 3 or 4 months, then we could be looking at XRP significant new all-time high within a 4-month period. And it's at that exact moment when I say that we see the dump. Shaving off 50% of XRP's price action in a day. That can actually happen. This is why I say you've got to buy when it's low. You cannot buy, you cannot FOMO, especially with XRP. So yeah, pushing up to where the $1.22 I reckon is probably the top area for this particular run. Then a nice pullback and then continuation over the next 4 months to a new all-time high, which has always been my preference. Between 3, 5, maybe even into the teens dollars, but that's crazy to say that now. That is exactly what most of YouTube will be saying, I'm sure. It's going to hit $15. It's going to hit $100. It's the new Bitcoin. It's not very new, is it? Right, so all I'm doing really is just blowing smoke up my ass here on this video. But I just wanted to put it to you that there is value on this channel. I'm not an XRP shill. I'm a trader. I'm a technical analyst. I look at charts and I recognise patterns, and we've recognised a pattern on XRP. And as we see, it is an up-only chart, and it's going to continue to be an up-only chart. And if that is the case, then a new all-time high will be in sight. Maybe even as soon as the next 3 or 4 months. For XRP, that's how it appears. That's what it looks like it wants to do, because it's done it in the past. The time to buy XRP has passed. Feel free to put limit orders in at those lower zones, but they may not get hit, or they might all get hit. Nobody knows. I think before I leave, I talk about this frequently, I suppose, on the Patreon, but the nature of a parabolic run on any coin, stock, commodity is not necessarily driven by technical analysis. Entry points are, but when it goes parabolic, that's emotionally driven chart, right? So what's happening at the moment is, I'd say it's getting driven emotionally, right? So if you were to wake up and you're not a trader, you've got access to, I don't know, Coinbase, you want to buy XRP, you're not looking at RSI, you're not looking at money flow index, you're not looking at moving averages, you're not looking at anything. You're looking at the buy button and you choose whether or not to press it, and that creates a market order, which means that you're buying XRP or anything slightly above the market price. You know, you're getting the best value but slightly higher to the people who are looking to sell it. You're not setting limit orders. That creates an uplift green like candle. Same thing would happen if you're selling. I need to sell it. You're not looking at supports, resistance, you just sell. You press the sell button, sells at a market order, goes down because you're selling just less than it's worth in order to fill the order, right? So there's lots of this taking place at the moment. That's why it's going green, and it's breaking through sell walls, and it's going to keep going up. It's an emotionally driven market at the moment. However, the technicals do support continuation of an uptrend on almost every major altcoin that I've looked at, that we looked at last night on the Patreon. I urge you to join the Patreon, by the way. This is the most exciting time to do it. That's why I did streams almost every day this week, just to give everyone that extra value for money, because this is the most exciting period in the market where we're getting all these entry points, all these setups, all these signals, and so we can all have a better understanding of exactly where we are in the market and what to expect in the short term, which, you know, as far as I'm concerned, is to get rich AF. So we're seeing emotionally driven moves up, but it is also supported by uptrends. And that's generally across the board for everything that we've looked at. We've just looked at a few this morning. So I'm just going to put it to you now then, that when something does this, as disappointing as it might be if you're not already in it, there will be other opportunities, and there are so many opportunities out there. There's tons of them. The market is rife for it. We've been talking about alt season now for a couple of weeks. We've been preparing for it for a couple of months. And I keep telling everybody, this is the easy part of the market now, where we just sit back and get rich AF, okay? And then we will limit our positions when the overall market becomes overheated. Now, just to warn you that things just don't go straight up forever, it won't be green forever. All altcoins are influenced massively by our friend over here, Bitcoin. And Bitcoin on the 4-hourly was looking a little bearish divergency. So if we do find our way to make a new all-time high for Bitcoin this weekend, be prepared that that's where you might have a deeper pullback, maybe down into the $70,000 zone before we go back up again. So just be aware of that, because you know what will happen. Bitcoin does that. Whatever Bitcoin does, your average altcoin will double that move. So if it were to go down to do a golden cross retest on a 4-hourly, 18%, okay, so we're talking 36% for your average altcoin. That's normal, by the way. That's absolutely normal. You've got to be prepared for that. So just prepare yourself emotionally. And also, this is why you should never FOMO. You need to get in at the lower zones, at the supports, wait for the dips, and take advantage of them if and as and when they come, provided you're buying the right chart. Like I say, we look at tons of charts every week on the Patreon, and we still recognise that some of them are not that good. But the way I see the entire market right now is one of opportunity. And we have really been sitting back now for a couple of weeks making loads of money, because we were in at the bottoms, more or less at the bottom, close enough to the bottoms to be comfortable, so we just allow for these runs to take place. We're probably getting ready to see some really big moves now on altcoins, really big moves. Whether that happens before this pullback on Bitcoin, if it comes at all, or after. I believe that if it were to come after a pullback, it would be more significant, because one of the charts that we love to look at is the old Bitcoin dominance chart. And I've had this little squiggle in here for a little while now. I was thinking we're going to break out, we're going to come back down, we're going to bounce from here, we're going to move up here, and that's where the major alt season will be, which will give us an area of another 5% move up on the Bitcoin dominance chart. Now, a dump or a large pullback might be what's required to lift you up towards the 64% dominant area, where we get a huge rejection, and from that rejection comes a massive, massive, long-lasting alt season of several months. That's what we're looking for. That would be an ideal scenario. We might not get it. It doesn't matter if we don't, because we should have been building our portfolios up throughout the end of the summer into the fourth quarter. And here we are, in the middle of the fourth quarter, enjoying the fruits of the setup. Just to, again, compliment myself once again, this is your total 2. This was the expectation. Consolidate throughout the summer, wait for the breakout, and then the breakout confirms we go up, and that's what we're getting. So it's all exactly as expected. Nothing has changed, which is why I'm so casual. And I suppose today a little bit smarmy, a little bit snidey, just because I wake up in the morning and I get all these DMs of people that were too afraid to listen, or didn't recognise what I was saying, or unable to, pull the trigger or accumulate. And now it's all about, have I missed out? And it's not like you've actually missed out, but a short way of putting it is that you, by failing to act, you have now put yourself in a position where you incur way more risk in buying altcoins or anything, because you're buying at a much higher price when the volume is high and the money flow index is high, and you're looking at a potential pullback of 30-some% at least on whatever it is that you do buy, whereas if you'd bought lower, obviously you wouldn't have seen an immediate trend up. You don't get rich tomorrow. That's never the way to get rich. But you would have planted yourself in relatively comfortably and been able to sort of enjoy not just the first and second stage of these rallies, but the third, fourth, fifth and sixth stage, which is going to take you all the way up to the absolute peaks. Right, I'm going to leave it with you there. Like I say, join the Patreon. There is value to it. I'm sure there is. Subscribe to the channel. There's value to it. This is free. I've got a Telegram channel. That's free. Join that, Become part of a community. Share your ideas and we share ours. But it's not over yet, but, we're starting to see that once again, the overall analysis that I created this time last year when we got that first alt season, made hundreds of %, exited before the peak, excellent, consolidated, allowed for all the market to come down, picked those coins up towards the bottom of that accumulation zone. Now we're rallying back up again. All of that was foreseen a year ago. And so I'm not saying that I can tell you exactly what's going to happen, but because my analysis backdates over a year now, and it's all worked out pretty much according to plan, I would also believe that the rest of the plan should play out exactly as I expect. So, anyway, I'm not a signals group, I'm not your nanny, but if you want to join. If you'd rather go to somebody else who sells you dreams, go to them. Right, thanks for watching, hope you have a nice day, take it easy.